Hello, and welcome back, YouTube, to the second episode of our Baldur's Gate 3 Honor Mode, Barbarians Only playthrough. We had just a little over 6 hours stream, and I'll be giving just a brief summary of everything that happened here. So let's dive right into it. Where we left off last week was at the Goblin Castle, so we go straight for Priestess Gut here. Her Priestess Gut, we don't let her brand us. She takes us over to her own side room where we just fight her on sight. I'm hoping to kill her in one round of combat prior to her calling for help. We get all of our attacks off. She's really low. I end up finishing her off with Karlach here. I use the Searing Smite because we're not raging at the moment, so why not? You'll see here that I don't quite kill her, but as soon as it's her turn, she burns and dies. So we get pretty lucky here, and she doesn't alert all the other goblins. And I'm definitely pretty happy about that. From here, we're going to move on to our next target, which will be Minthara. Minthara, we use our non-lethal attacks so we can knock her out and pick her up in Act 2, which we'll most likely do in this run here for Lerrg. We kill the rest of her goblins, no big deal. From here, we're going to move on next to Halsin. And for Halsin, we actually get really lucky in that Gale's wild magic gets the difficult terrain for his area of effect, which really helps out with the two smaller goblins that always try to run away and alert everybody. So they don't do that, and no one in camp still knows that we're bad. So we're pretty lucky there. For Dror Ragzlin, he puts himself in this really precarious situation, and we use Lae'zel to knock him off into the spider pit. Spiders end up fighting him. Turns out really great. Only problem is after we kill everybody up here, we don't have a good way to keep our rage going, and he goes to the gate where Priestess Guts goblins are, and I go back to camp and dip so we can just do a quick refresh on all of our rages, thinking that'd be a good idea. They still don't apparently know that it's us, so we're able to sneak right back in, kill Dror Ragzlin without any issue because he's all by himself. Little did I know that if you leave while you have Halsin in your party, he dies. So I don't know why he's down here in the spider pit, but I guess he went down there and fought Dror Ragzlin by himself and died. So we have to come read his journal so we can finish the quest portion. And so we learned something new here. From there, we go over to the Hag. The Hag fight was actually, Auntie Ethel was really easy. We end up lowering her down enough that she gives us the dialogue option to get the Hag hair and the stat bonus, which we pick up. From there, we go over to the spiders. For the spiders, I set myself up to try and kill all of the eggs. I use Gale here to shoot a fire arrow at that set of eggs, quickly run away, sneak, and none's the wiser. We move over to Lae'zel, and we're going to use an alchemist fire. I'm thinking that this would work really well. Just throw on the eggs that you see there. Those eggs, they don't die instantly to the alchemist fire, but they will burn. As they burn, unfortunately, they explode and hit the bridge, the web bridge there, and blow up the web bridge, which is just unfortunate. Spider Matriarch, Monarch, Spider Queen ends up going to check on the eggs, sees the eggs are dead, goes and checks the entrance and finds our party, which is, I guess, just unfortunate, but I wasn't too worried about it. I've killed all the eggs before without her spawning any of them. I have all the achievements. I'm not too worried about it. The fight itself is fairly uneventful. It's non-issue. I'm going to end up skipping to the end of the fight here, just so that you guys can see Lerrg use his Eagle Barbarian bonus action dash. I then use the free action to jump because I dashed. You get that because of the one set of gloves that I pick up here in Act 1. Whenever you dash, you can use a free action to jump. So becomes super handy. And you'll see me just dive attack this spider monarch here. And we have so much movement that we can still even run all the way back up. And that's going to be our saving grace a little later on. And I won't want to spoil anything further. But from here, we're going to move on to the owl bears. Now, the owl bears, I actually had this piece of dialogue that I hadn't seen before. I didn't know, so since I already had Volo and Volo poked out my eye, I have the invisible seeing eye. I didn't know that you'd get this dialogue with the owl bears and say that you're also a one eye and try to like sympathize. So that was new. I hadn't seen that before. And then we end up using the barbarian intimidation to not even do the fight with the owl bears. So free XP, pretty lucky there. From there we go to like just past the bridge. We fight the gnolls. The first set of gnolls is all we need to get a level 5. We level up. We now have the second attack because we're level 5. I wasn't 100% sure if I can use that with diving attack, but you can. So when we go fight the larger group of gnolls, I can use my bonus action to dash, the free action to jump, constantly using this rock to do diving attacks. And whenever you hit them, it knocks them down. Because we're an eagle barbarian, everyone else also has disadvantage on opportunity attacks against us. So you'll see here, we dodge. It happens quite a lot. So we're able to move quite effectively around the battlefield using Lerrg. And I definitely love that. From here, we're going to move on to the Paladins of Tyr. So that way, as you can see, Karlach is definitely very happy that we're dealing with them. And you gotta have a little bit of Karlach on screen. From here, we're going to move on to the Burning City. Kick in the door. We have the strength. We're a barbarian, not a big deal. It's easy to just kind of run through this, go save the one lady, get the reward, the shocking, whichever item you want, the bow or the staff or the trident. I ungroup my party so that way I'm going as safe as possible. But if you dip immediately into this kitchen on the right side here, there's a ton of food if you want that food for your camp. We go to the Zhentarim next from here. We saved Buddy from the gnolls, and that made the conversation really easy so that we can go buy things from their shop, and then we'll have the better items available to us. And I really want the one bow that allows us to do damage based off our strength rather than our dexterity. From here, I'm feeling extremely confident, and we go and fight the Gith. And we fight the Gith just straight up, and that was a mistake. I got humbled really quickly. My entire party, as you can see, is dead. And to save the run, I quickly use Lerrg to just bonus action dash, jump all the way up to the cliff because we have so much athleticism, run as far as I can, and because I have enough distance, I can just leave. Go heal the entire party or revive them from withers, come back and do this fight, making the fight doable. And that's the end of episode 2. So, what did we learn? Gith, very good at fighting an entire party of barbarians. They have parry. They can block one of our shots. They have whole person. We're not very resistant to that. A little bit of a rough fight. I'm a little bit scared for the Gith fresh. So on our next stream with Lerrg, I'm pretty sure we're going to head over to the Underdark. Get all the XP we can, prepare ourselves for the Gith fresh as much as possible. I don't want to skip it because I do want the XP. We'll see what we can pull off. Thank you for watching today, and have a great day. Peace.